The news hit me like a ton of bricks. I stared at the list in my hand, counting the kittens 1, 2, 3, and realized my brain had completely short-circuited. What kind of insane budget does it take to sustain this many cats? 10 minutes later, I was sitting face to face with the man who was essentially my cat's co-parent, or, rather, the owner of the father. Lucian Evans. I'll give you Luna. How does that sound? I barely managed to choke the words out. Lucian gave me a cold, unimpressed stare. Luna meowed, trying to bust out of her carrier. My knuckles went white. You have the nerve to squawk? You're the one who got pregnant. Looking at Mochi, I felt the tears coming. I'd laughed at Luna for being easy. Now Luna was laughing at me for being unloved. Listen, don't worry. I'll take responsibility. Only half a day ago, I'd resigned with such pride. Now, I was humbling myself to beg for my job back. Can you give me that letter back? If he didn't, Luna and I would be out on the street. Lucian raised an eyebrow, his jaw tightening slightly. Giving up on quitting? I bit my lip and shook my head. I can't let Princess Mochi suffer because of me. Even if Lucian was the man I could never have, at least my cat had slept with his. That was a small win, right? I guessed I'd just keep working under his management. A flicker of something crossed Lucian's eyes like he wanted to say more, but his phone rang. My boss was a man in high demand. Don't bother coming in today. Take care of Mochi. I've already approved your leave. That was his parting shot. So, I resigned myself to shopping for Mochi. A pregnant queen deserves the best. As for Luna, he got nothing. What a deadbeat dad. Of all people, I ran into Sylvia Bailey and her boyfriend. He was a cheerful, outgoing guy, the polar opposite of the icy, high-end Lucian. While he was busy checking produce prices, I took the plunge. I didn't think you'd give up on Lucian. Sylvia looked at me for a long time, then smiled. Because I'm tired of waiting for someone who's never going to choose me. In that department, I'm worse than him. I didn't quite catch the second half of that. Lottie, you don't know, do you? He's been in love with that someone for years. Could even a man like Lucian Evans be trapped in a one-sided love? After pampering Mochi, I slumped onto the sofa, drained. Suddenly, pop, the lights died, total blackout. I'm exhausted. This wasn't the first time. I angrily updated my Instagram feed. Power's out again in this building. I can take it, but Luna's losing his mind. Luna let out a few sharp meows, my designated angry voice. Should I tell Lucian? I sent the message, but the silence stretched on. I was just drifting off on the sofa when the door suddenly swung open. Listening to that ragged, heavy breathing, my heart skipped a beat. This was the 21st floor. Lucian, how did you get up here? I didn't. Before I could finish, I was pulled into a warm, damp embrace. Short, sharp breaths against my skin. The smell of humidity, sweat, and that familiar, expensive woody cologne washed over me. Power's out. His voice was dangerously low, gravelly, and entirely too intense in the dark. I was afraid you couldn't see,